Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Natural Cycle, a channel where we attempt to solidify the absolute. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate you tuning us in. I'm your host, Trail Talk Nick. Today's talk: why narcissists hate themselves. The narcissist hate is manifest in the pathology of gross insecurity and emotional vitality. This gross state of insecurity originally stems from a state of ignorance. That ignorance leads to fear and insecurity. The constant feelings of gross inadequacy set forth by their personality disorder creates a situation in which self-loathing and hatred are manifest for the narcissist. A hatred directed at their inadequacies in which they constantly overcompensate for in their disorder. Their disorder is based in a psychological cycle of gross inadequacies which lead to self-hatred and then manifest the gross overcompensation like their personality disorder. The personality disorder then, in turn, becomes the main psychological cycle, predominating their behaviors and actions. An endless cycle of fear, inadequacy, insecurity, which leads to self-hatred, apathy, and malice, and ends ultimately in their narcissistic personality disorder, endlessly cycling. The origin of the pathology is born in ignorance. The opposite of ignorance, obviously, is intelligence and knowledge, awareness, which is not accessed in their cognitive state, in their gross inadequacy to handle reality, and the need to validate illusions. Self-hate can also be sprung from other sorts of pathologies, abuse cycles, trauma bonds, so on and so forth. This is more directed towards the narcissistic personality disorder pathology. So this hatred is manifest psychologically in their psychological cycles, and they're constantly dealing with that burden of hatred. And so, as the burden is theirs, now the burden is the world's and yours, because you happen to inhabit the world with the narcissist. And you could just say there's a lot of haters out there in the planet, on the planet. So for someone to be hateful of other people, originally that self-hatred has to be manifest, and narcissists do indeed hate themselves. It's impossible to love yourself in the narcissistic ideal because that is fallacy and it is inadequate in its ultimate appreciation. So love stems from understanding, love stems from compassion, love stems from empathy, love stems from obviously devotion, and the narcissist doesn't necessarily have the ability to feel those things and experience those conscious cycles. So, not to say the narcissist can't love, but it is hard for them to experience. And the hatred generally consumes the conscious cycles to disable the ability of love in the narcissist. Narcissists generally tell you they love you to manipulate you and secure narcissistic supply from you. So, narcissists are self-loathing people, and that is a situation they're going to constantly throw back on you all the time if you're around them. And as I've explained in a lot of the videos, I'm just going to raise this up here. The best cure is going to be empathy on that. I think it's a situation of understanding to develop a appreciation and just to develop an appreciation for one's vulnerabilities. That could shape the narcissist into empathy, which would shape them into opening up their consciousness to compassion and leading them, or compassion could lead to empathy. It's very similar. And just leading down the way to loving themselves. So, not to say that I'm perfect at it, because I ain't perfect at it. I think that just takes skill, it takes cultivation, and we have to always try. And the clinical studies of narcissism, it's ongoing. So the attempts to rectify it should never be stopped. So this has been another talk on narcissism here on the Natural Cycle. We really appreciate it. If you found your way here, thank you. Please come back. There'll be more content. Please leave a thumbs up. You can put a comment down there. If you'd like, you can subscribe. If you feel like helping support the Natural Cycle, we have an online store, and you can leave donations. There in the description are the links. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Natural Cycle. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time.